he's a wonderful individual. Another product of Winchell and Dr. Lambert's selection process. He had his early schooling at Mom and Dad's in Laredo. Came in highly recommended and has always been impressive physically. And we love how he's developed and looked better as the races have gotten long. A little bit of a disappointing first run opening week at Churchill, but circumstances weren't ideal for him. Came back and had success over a mile. Distance he's far more suited for. And then a very fun win in Gun Runner, in the inaugural running of the Gun Runner with him. Obviously second by a head in the LeCompte, and then a very emphatic victory in the Risen Star.
How cool is it to be in these races that are named after horses that you trained, Hall of Fame horses, Gun Runner, the Rachel Alexandra?
Proven a little age on us, but obviously we've been extremely blessed with some great race horses, with having the chances that we do this weekend with the 2-year-old champion Echo Zulu as well as Epicenter. Hopefully that trend will continue.
Epicenter, just comment on his races down here. He just narrowly gets beat in the LeCompte, comes back and looks very good in the Risen Star.
He did. Obviously disappointed that he got beat in the LeCompte, but he ran solid, but he took that lesson well and seemed to move forward physically. He's continued to train very impressively. He's a very good doing horse, travels well, and works impressively. We love our chances with him in the Louisiana Derby. I think I'm very appreciative of the format for the Louisiana Derby 3-year-old series changing, spreading it out, moving it later, but with the distances increasing, I think it gives us a very good opportunity to prepare them for their ultimate goal, which is the Kentucky Derby.
And since he is co-owned by the same person that co-owned Gun Runner and Ron Winchell, could you sort of talk about the two of them? I mean, the development. Obviously, we know what Gun Runner went on to do.
Right.
But at this same stage.
Absolutely. It is Gun Runner came to Fairgrounds with 2 victories and obviously ran really well through the 3-year-old series and ended up 3rd in that year's Kentucky Derby. If anything, Epicenter is ahead of him from a maturity schedule, but hoping that Epicenter ends up being as dominant as Gun Runner proved to be. We're still dreaming a little bit there.
Well, speaking of Gun Runner, that's a segue into Echo Zulu. She's from his first crop and is an unbeaten Breeders' Cup and Clips champion. You literally can't do any better than that for a start.
Well, yeah, I guess if she'd been 4 starts and 4 Grade 1 wins would have been the only thing that would have been more impressive than the fact that she has 4 runs and 3 Grade 1 wins. Beautiful victory in the Breeders' Cup. She is a filly that Ron owns in partnership with Levinson's Nelson and LNN, and what a blessing she's been to have and to be around.
And first start of the year?
It's different, in the fact that fall 2-year-olds, spring 3-year-olds are a whole different level of competition, a whole different group of competition. I think that the 2-year-olds obviously had success at shorter distances. That's kind of earned them the right towards the fall, whereas when you come back in the spring, it's horses that have had success in 2-turn races.
And was the thinking of the timing just, you gave her whatever time?
I give her the respect that those races required. She pretty much an unprecedented 2-year-old season with 3 Grade 1s from 4 races, and wanted to give her due time to physically develop after a strenuous 2-year-old campaign. Filly is stronger. She's still a speedy-looking type. She's broader than she is tall, but she goes over the ground beautifully, and very anxious for her first run of the year in the Fairgrounds Oaks.
What will you be looking for, given it is her first race off of?
Everything. You'll be looking for everything. She's a strong filly mentally. She's generally on her toes. I wouldn't expect that to be any different with her pre-race. Hopefully she's away from there cleanly and simply looks faster than they are.
Mentioning Ron Winchell, there's another big race. You could have a huge day tomorrow, starting early in the morning with Midnight Bourbon in the Dubai World Cup. So talk about how he's doing and going the mile and a quarter in that race.
Yeah, Midnight Bourbon is unbelievable durable horse that came through the 3-year-old series here last year, with the Lecomte, the Risen Star in the Louisiana Derby, winning the Lecomte, placing in the Risen Star in the Louisiana Derby, and had a very productive 3-year-old year without winning. I believe he's got 4 Grade 1 placings, but no wins, and he had a solid run in the Saudi Cup, and he's trained really well for the Dubai World Cup. And it's quite obvious, from the race drawn, like where we drew, unbelievably competitive race, very fast race. But what hasn't he seen at this stage? And he sure hasn't batted an eye at it.
But it is Ron Winchell's 50th birthday tomorrow, and he's in Dubai because he didn't know he was going to have the 2 favorites in these other races, I guess. But just sort of talk about how big a birthday it could be.
I think all of Ron's birthdays have been pretty good. He just has put together a highly effective system. It's working extremely well.